Hello and welcome back to another edition of Talking Quack and Smack with TC Duck Club. I'm Skylar Ray.
I'm Ryan Ray.
And I'm Charlie Somerville.
Tonight, we have a special guest.
Moose, come on over here.
If he will quit chewing on my wife's throw rug, I don't know if we need to put that on the podcast or not, but Moose is having a good time on the couch, and we're going to introduce everybody to Moose, the official duck dog of Island X Outfitters.
Oh, we're going up to Coal Bay. Oh, Moose is heading back to Alaska.
I think Moose and Charlie will both be excited about the cooler temperatures of Alaska versus the hot, humid summers of Alabama. Charlie, we kind of forgot to tell you about the humidity and the balled open sunshine that you were fixing to be fishing in. So,
we had, it was definitely, that was a scorcher out there. We had a great time. Had a beautiful trip down to the coast. Thank you very much for taking me down there and showing me some good Southern hospitality, the way the TC Duck Club guys take care of you.
Well, we kind of, to be honest, in the spirit of being completely honest, we did have a great time, and we got to go to Lambert's, the House of the Throwed Rolls, and then
Fort Morgan
had a little bit of bad luck, and I often tell people the Lord won't put more on you than you can stand, but Charlie was right at his breaking point when we called our 97th hotel with no room. So we stayed at Lambert's until they ran out of rolls to throw and ran out of fried okra, and we got our bellies full, and we gave it the last ditch effort on Airbnb, VRBO, and Expedia.
Stopped at every hotel on the way.
Everywhere. We pulled out all the tricks, and we came up snake-eyed, but like any avid outdoorsman or hunter, we didn't let the
adapt and overcome.
We didn't let the adversity get the better of us. So we decided we were going to drive to the boat ramp and just camp out. So that's what we done. We Moose took a dive, but we decided we were going to drive to the boat ramp and sleep in the back of the truck. So Charlie had a very interesting comment. The next morning, I woke up and went back to the back of the boat, that was hooked to the truck. And I said, Charlie, you all right? And he said, oh, yeah, I'm just finishing up this blood transfusion with all the mosquitoes. But,
I was trying to be nice to you guys, giving you a little bit of room in the truck.
They complain and say I snore a little bit, but I don't believe that. Did you hear me snore?
You snore a lot.
Now, whose team are you on?
Oh, I'm on his.
You're on his thing?
Yeah, I'm on his team.
Well, Moose is on my team.
You had a lot of room. I will say you had some pretty good room in the truck since I left.
No.
Well, we ended up sleeping in the truck, and then the next morning we got up and we had a heck of a good day. It was a lot of fun. Caught a bunch of fish. Hung out.
Some cool stuff.
Ryan, was that your first time deep sea fishing?
I think so.
This is the first time he'd been deep sea fishing, if you will, but I probably went 15 or 20 miles out, and the most interesting thing, we like to see interesting things. We saw lighthouses and dolphins, and again, we caught a bunch of fish, but we get about 20, 25 miles out, and we pull up to this oil platform out in the middle of
Gulf of America,
and there is a boatload of 16-year-old kids, and they are spearfishing. And I'm not man enough to do that. And, they were only in the water there for, I don't know, probably 5 or 10 minutes or so. And you just hear them yell, shark, shark. And they jump out and get back in the boat. And sure enough, a big old bull shark just starts chasing something on top water like you'd see a bass here on the lake there. But of course it was, looked to be 8 or 10 foot long. It's a lot bigger shark than I wanted.
Well, they've got a couple fish. I saw there was a little blood in the water, and those guys had speared a couple. I think they got a covey or something.
Yeah, it was a heck of a good time. I'm not real sure how how Ty Hunt will recover from the expensive loss. So my buddy calls, and I've known Ty forever. We duck hunt together, and we travel all over, and we've hunted for years together. And he's kind of the brains behind this offshore fishing, if you will. And anyway, we load up and we take the Duckwater down. They're going to fish in their boat, and we're going to fish in ours. And Ty was in his boat and driving around, and he had went to Pensacola from Gulf Shores and bought this expensive special, I don't know, some kind of fishing rod.
$1,000 new Tiagra or something, brand new expensive Shimano, all set up. And his last words were to us is, "I can't give you this rod and reel because you guys will lose it."
It wasn't 5-10 minutes into the fishing trip. They dropped it, and it goes right to the bottom in 100 foot of water. And he was like, "Man, if you catch that, I'll give you $100." But so he loses a rod,
$1,000 rod.
You know, we kind of felt bad for him, and not really bad enough, probably.
Well, they were in the other boat too.
So. Well, and they didn't have to sleep in the floor of the boat.
No, they were staying at the nice country club.
Anyway, we move spots. We kind of fish here for a second. We move spots, and we go on down, and we're riding behind them, and we just see them, abandon throttle. They just pull it back and stop, and everybody's on the front of the boat looking like this. And he had a new Minn Kota trolling motor, and he hit a wave, and it jarred it, and it deployed while he's driving about 40, 50 miles an hour, and it goes up underneath the boat and just completely destroys it. But, I wanted to talk about that because I was talking to Rod Merritt today about all his kayak fishing, and he was asking me how it went, and we saw the picture with me and Ryan in front of the lighthouse, and Rod's a super good guy. I talk to him all the time, and he fishes the pro circuit out of an Old Town kayak, and they've got spotlight trolling motors on those Old Town kayaks, which would be awesome to sit there and be able to paddle around and spotlight out of a kayak. It'd be unbelievable until that bull shark bit the kayak. It'd be a little much for my liking, but anyway, I was telling him, you've got 40 odd years of professional fishing and guiding in some of the most treacherous waters ever. But that bathtub we were fishing in, Charlie was like, "Man, just hold it steady. Just hold it steady." And I was like, "Charlie, you can't do it. You try." And I thought I was a pretty good boat driver, and Charlie, was going to swap places with me. I was going to fish, and he was going to drive a boat, which I was okay with. And Charlie gets back there, and he's like, "Man, this is tough. Well, you got wind going one way, tide going one way, and then current going another." I mean, it was just literally just spinning that thing. And I can't tell you, I can't advocate enough how bad you have to have a spotlight trolling motor to be successful in the tight conditions that we were in. You're in, choppy water, wind blowing, current, tide. You factor all that in, it's a lot more fun if you've got a Minn Kota trolling.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't stay on those fish, we were finding plenty of fish, and we hook one up, and then next thing I know, we were off them. That big 25-foot Duckwater, we just couldn't quite stay on them the way we'd hoped.
But, to plug Steve Hoover also, I don't know how many people you could, if you had a Minn Kota trolling motor on the front of that boat and you were spotlight, I don't know how many people you could fish out of that Duckwater. I mean, realistically, you could probably fit 15 or 20 people in there just, down rigger or jigging or whatever. I'm not a fisherman, but I like to reel them in. Speaking of reeling them in, how many you think you reeled in?
I think I reeled in about 2 or 3. How much do you get?
I got the 2 keepers.
Yeah, one of the keepers. I got the other.
I don't know. We caught a bunch of fish, and like I said, it was a lot of fun. And just kind of getting out of your element and being around good guys, and the folks that we were with. I mean, they're about as good of folks as you could meet, and I kind of felt bad. Middle of the day, there's somebody from Alaska where you. Earlier in the week, you were fishing in a jacket, and it's 110 with a heat index of about 120, and we're in an aluminum boat, and it was so hot. We had the spray down hose, to wash the fish scales and the slime and stuff off the boat. We had it out just wetting the boat down to cool it off. But it was a scorcher. But man,
and there's a reason that most offshore boats are painted white.
Yeah,
those dark grays and stuff, they absorb a lot of heat. That is true.
But with my personality and my lack of attention to maintenance, if you will, the Duckwater is built especially for me in mind. Because
it's a great boat.
You pull up with a white fiberglass boat to one of those docks with me driving, my boat driving ability, we're gonna beat and bang and bump into it, and that Duckwater, you ain't got to worry about it. You just worry about the dock. It'll snap a post in two. But man, I had a heck of a good time. What was your favorite? What was your favorite thing about the fishing trip?
I like fishing, but I love that Throwed Rolls restaurant. I love Lambert's.
You like Lambert's?
Yeah.
I think you kind of like the Chinese buffet after we got done too.
Nah, it was good. I mean, it wasn't better than Lambert's, though.
It wasn't better than Lambert's.
The 6 desserts you had weren't better than Lambert's. I don't know. I'm going to say. I'm going to say.
Hey, I didn't have 6. I had 7.
Okay, you had a lot of desserts.
Well, you ate like 4 or 5 plates too. So I mean, both plates.
And I ate 3 or 4 rolls, which are about the size of my palm.
Yeah, those rolls are good.
They were very good.
So, just by chance, since the lady sitting behind us is watching this, I would like to cordially apologize to the infant sitting in a high chair behind us. Ryan throws his hand up to catch a buttery, hot, steamy roll from the guy at Lambert's, and he kind of throws it wild, or in the spirit of summer baseball. To quote,
came in a little hotter than I was expecting.
To quote Bob Euchre, just a bit outside. He got a little wild with his roll throwing and pegged this little kid behind us sitting in a high chair. But they handled it pretty well, and I guess it's to be expected. That you have all that kind of roll throwing going on. But if you hadn't been to Gulf Shores, if you're new to the area, Orange Beach, Foley, Gulf Shores, Fort Morgan. When you come through Foley there, make sure you check out Lambert's, the House of the Throwed Rolls. This Ryan Ray approved, and they managed to fill him up. So if they can get him full, they're really doing something. But it's a heck of a good time. Make sure you check out TC Duck Club. We've got a skeet shoot going on Saturday, June 28th, this upcoming Saturday. I'm excited about it. You think you're gonna be able to outshoot me?
Yeah, I think so.
Not a chance. I've seen you shoot before. Not a chance. You can't water swat those skeet like you do those ducks.
I can water swat.
The official water swatter of TC Duck Club. But Charlie, you said something about earlier this week that kind of piqued my interest, and I never thought about it, but I think it's a good idea and kind of makes me want to enter the door prizes. You said something about some gift certificates, maybe.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple real nice gift certificates for everybody that enters. It comes, so we encourage you, even if you don't want to shoot, come and enjoy the festivities, talk some hunting and fishing, and love to see you. And like you said, TC Duck Club's got some great stuff coming up. We've got some really big stuff going on in Alaska,
and we're going to drop some
big news.
We're going to drop some big news. When he said Alaska.
Yeah, I flew back down here just for.
If somebody flies back from Cold Bay, Alaska, all the way to Center, Alabama, to drop this news, it's pretty big news. So we're really excited. I've literally got a whole room in my house full of stuff that we're gonna be giving away as door prizes, and of course, whoever wins is going home with possibly door prizes and $2,000 cash, and we're gonna pay out the top 3 places. If you win that $2,000, can I borrow some money?
No.
We got to fix the bus.
I'll just have to beat you. It ain't gonna be like NCAA. I mean, I'm gonna bring my own shells. I'm not gonna let you load my shells or none of that because you're cheap.
How am I supposed to shoot?
Well, you can bring your shells. I'll bring my shells.
You own all the shells.
Well, I'll let you borrow some, and that way, if you win, I get my money back. What do you think? What do you think?
No. You get all the shells back that I didn't use, but I still get the money.
Well, we got one right here wanting to win first prize, but I want to win the gift certificate.
They're sponsoring it.
I know, but I want to win the gift certificate to Alaska. I'm tired of this Alabama heat, but all jokes aside, we've got some firearms, we've got some coolers, we've got some T-shirts, we've got all kinds of stuff. I mean, I can't tell you how much stuff, just in door prizes that we've got. I don't know how we're going to get it all there. And one of the best looking mounts that I've ever been a part of or seen or heard tell about is going to be on site. We'll have a bunch of information there, and of course we're dropping that big news this Saturday at Pinecrest Lodge. So if you hadn't already, make sure you sign up to shoot in the skeet shoot. If you don't want to shoot, bring your kids, bring your wife, bring your buddies. Y'all come hang out. There's been no money spared on the building of this place. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't been up there.
So we're going to try to bring Charlie up there and get everything set up on Friday. That way, when y'all get there, everything's ready. There'll be a mandatory safety meeting at 9:00. So wake up, roll out of bed. We'll have donuts and coffee and everything there. So y'all kind of get on down there. That way, you're at the mandatory safety meeting, and we ensure that everybody's safe and knows what's going on, and it's fair, and everybody's on the same page, and we're going to have a heck of a good time. Caroline's Cafe is providing the food, and we've got a ton of sponsors that has helped us out with this, and we can't wait to show everybody how they've helped us out and what all they've donated, and it's just going to be an awesome event, an awesome day, and it should be a really good time. I don't think I could think of anything else more fun than hanging out with us and shooting shotguns on weekends.
There you go.
But y'all check out TC Duck Club on social media. It'll be Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. TC Duck Club, of course, talking quack and smack every Tuesday night on YouTube and Spotify. And that's about all I've got this week. We've got some big news coming, and we've been preparing. So y'all stay with us. We're going to keep killing them, and hopefully everybody will be excited about the big news Saturday.
Stay safe. Stay cool. Have a good time.
Till next time, y'all stay with us. We're going to keep killing them.